All right, guys, so before I get started, I just want to give you guys some context as to why we're making this video. This is just an inside look of how we set up our gear haul and how we choose to organize our stuff. And hopefully you guys can get some ideas out of it and some inspiration. We're a 5-person company. We've been doing this for 6 years, so everyone's gear haul is going to look a little bit different, but hopefully you can get some ideas from this. All right, so hopping right into it, you'll notice right off the bat that all of our shelves are covered in marine carpeting. We did this for a very specific reason, and that is so that you can use Velcro. It's really, really handy, especially with chargers and stuff, that you can put Velcro on the back and you can stick everything to the back or keep things in place. So we really like using marine carpeting for that reason. The other reason that we went with marine carpeting is it's just a nice soft surface for working on more delicate equipment, and when you're having filters and stuff like that, it's just a soft area for working on stuff. So the next thing you'll notice is that we installed just basic tube lighting above all the shelves. This way we have a nice illuminated bright work area back here so we can see where everything is. So with this main area, we integrated just putting shelving in here. And these are just really simple shelves that we made, and we just covered them in marine carpeting and used a simple bracket to put them on the wall. But the reason that we wanted to do that was we really wanted to keep this surface empty and clean, so that when you come in here with something, you have a workspace and a surface to work on, and it's not just filled with other stuff like batteries and parts and pieces. So that's what we did with these custom shelving pieces that we built here. All right, so hopping right in, this is the main shelf where everything really happens. And starting on the left side, you'll see that we have filters, we have our Polar Pro matte boxes, we have our Nucleus M. These are small items that we're really using a lot, so we put them closest to the front. Moving to the right, you'll see that we have our tools and a lot of these small miscellaneous parts that we use to build out cameras and stuff like that. We have our magnetic toolbar where we have things like flathead screwdrivers and Allen keys, only tools that we really use and that we would need when we're working on a camera. Below that is where we keep all those small parts like 15mm rails, NATO rails, quick release plates, handles, any items that you'd use when you're building out a camera is in those cases. And we like to keep them in the Plano cases because it really keeps things organized and laid out nice so that everything has a place and it's just not just a giant mess or box full of parts and pieces. And then we also use a small Plano case for all the 1/4-20, 3/8, any of those screws that you'd use on a camera. We keep in that little case just because it makes it so much easier when you're trying to find a specific screw size. To the right of that, you'll see we have some cleaning supplies, Zeiss wipes, microfiber cloths, just an easy access to having those items so you can come back here and do cleaning on equipment, lenses, filters, stuff like that. To the right of here, you'll see this is where we keep all of our batteries. On the wall, we only ever keep charged batteries. We want to have a system where you're not ever wondering if something's charged or if it's dead. So we keep only charged batteries on this wall. And then to the right of that, you see we have all of our chargers, which is NP batteries, V-mount batteries, LPE6, AA, AAA, all that kind of stuff. And then over to the right, you'll notice a basket here. This basket we designated purely for batteries that need to be charged. When we come back into this room, what we'll do is any dead battery we'll put in here, or else we'll put it on the charger. But it never goes back on this shelf or the shelves up here. It always goes on the charger or in this basket, so we know what needs to be charged. It's a really great, simple system that we use just to keep track of charging batteries. Okay. So moving to the top shelf is where we keep stuff like tripods, hi-hats, our Cinovate jib, simple things like that, just an easy access to kind of pull them down, and that's where we keep that stuff. Below this here is where we have our teleprompter, light diffusion, light modifier, stuff like that. Items that we're using quite a bit we keep down here. And on the bottom shelf is some of our most used items, which is our 1510 Pelicans, our 300Ds, and then our lens case and first AC pouch. So that's kind of where we keep all that stuff, and that's stuff that we're using a lot. And with our 1510 cases, what we've actually done is we color coordinated all the handles so that we can quickly and easily keep track of what case is what. And Bailey's joined us for the gear haul, I guess. So she's going to be joining us in for this here. She's our office dog. But yeah, that's kind of how we keep track of all our 1510s is we use colored handles. That way we know that the yellow is audio case, the green is for batteries, stuff like that. And it's really made our workflow and our production on set a lot quicker and more fluid. So moving on to this next area, This is the area where we just keep all of our built cameras. It's just a really nice area to have so that when you have a built out camera, it has a place that it can go and it doesn't sit around the studio or around the office in a place that it shouldn't be. It always has a home, which is really, really important with organization. Above it, we have some of our less used items. This is our motion control stuff like cables and just odds and ends like that. And then below this is where we just keep a lot of the big Pelicans. We kind of like to put them back here and just have an area designated for that, like 1650s and Ronin 2 and Inspire kind of cases. So that's where that is. And then over here is where we keep stuff like our tube lights and our flex lights and stuff like that. We also have some smaller tripods that we hang on the wall. And then over here, this is where we have kind of any other miscellaneous items that don't have a home. This is things like just random accessories for whether it's the Ronin or matte box filters or matte box accessories like different clamp sizes, stepper rings, cleaning supplies. Anything that doesn't fit on these shelves has a place over here and has an area and a cabinet and a cubby that it should go in. So that's kind of what that area is for. And then on the top shelves, that's where we just keep our longer term storage stuff that we're not going to be using within the next 6 months, but stuff that we might use within the next 6 months to 2 years. So that kind of keeps it out of the way and keeps this other area organized without cluttering it up too much. With that, that pretty much wraps up the gear haul video, guys. I hope that you found some useful ideas seeing how we set up our equipment. And if you have any questions about how we've set up something, or if you even have suggestions on how you've done it, we'd love to hear it in the comments below. If you like this video and you want to see more content like it in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we're coming out with new content all the time. Thanks for watching, and I'm Caleb with Threefold.